What is good, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video, and in this one I want to break down what's going on with NIO, Tesla, SPY, Nvda, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers, and break down what's happening with the economic calendar moving forward, what's going on with other factors involved with the markets, what you should be watching for as time progresses. But before I break things down, most information, before I get into any more details, let me just mention a couple of things. I am personally not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Moomoo and deposit $100, you're guaranteed 7 free stocks, and the offer ends very, very soon in just a couple of weeks. Anyways, now let's break down what's happening to the market. So looking at NIO right here, you guys can see that this thing did end up dipping quite a bit. I did mention to everyone that I expect NIO to test our 200 EMA, and that's almost exactly where NIO ended up closing in the very, very low $5 area. So the bearish structure did end up playing out, and you guys could also see that volume has been declining quite a bit. So there's weakness in the pattern right now, at least for NIO. So I'm going to be breaking down more details about NIO, SPY, and the overall market, and talk about next week since we have a lot of data coming out before I break down the charts and such. But I just want to say right here, we didn't really have too much data come out. The market did dip when we got the 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time Michigan Consumer Sentiment Report and data from Michigan. That was very important. What the surveys and data have found is that the 5-year inflationary expectation is close to expectations at 3.1%, a little bit hot, but still very close. But the inflationary expectations for the month of May are still kind of hot. We're expecting 3.5%. That's above what the forecast consensus happened to be. And that's not the best of news, at least for the markets. Now, moving forward, we have Barr from the Fed giving a speech later on from there. Then on Monday, we have a couple of Fed speakers. For Tuesday, we have PPI coming out. That's going to be very important for wholesale inflation. We're expecting that to be basically the same as what we got last time, but year over year, we're expecting a slight increase. And then we also have Jerome Powell giving a speech the same day. So Jerome Powell's speech is going to cause some volatility. I can't wait to see what he has to say. So it's going to be coming out on Tuesday. For Wednesday, we also have more data coming out. We have CPI coming out. So we'll see what this causes for the markets. CPI could cause some more volatility. We'll see if it's a little bit hot. We are expecting to be very close to expectations, very, very close to what the forecast happens to be and what we saw previously. So it's basically expected to be basically the same. So we'll see if that ends up being the case. And then besides that, everything else is very minor for the end of the week. But that's what I'm seeing, at least so far, in terms of data, at least for the upcoming week. Now, let's go back here. For more data, as a reminder, for Monday, we basically had Legend Biotech and just a few others, very, very minor earnings. Same thing with Tuesday. Then we have more retail like the Home Depot, and we also have Alibaba and Sony announcing earnings on Tuesday. For Wednesday, we have Monday.com, Dole, just a few more. For Thursday, we have Walmart, and that's pretty much it for now. Nothing else too insane, but that's what I'm seeing, at least for earnings thus far. So this is what the earnings calendar looks like. And then when it comes to other things about the markets, we also have the fear and greed index currently at neutral. Not too fearful, not too greedy, kind of in the middle for now. So we'll see if this shifts in either direction. But that's all I'm saying, at least for the time being. On top of this, momentum is still greedy, but look at the puts and call option positioning. This is still stuck at 0.8. So we will see if there's a shift in that. And then the market volatility, at least involving the VIX, is also at neutral. The VIX is still holding key support in the 12s. And no, every single time it hit the 12s, it does tend to bounce. So that is a little bit negative for the markets. So we'll see if that causes anything else. I'm not seeing anything too big for NIO. NIO did launch their 500,000th mass-produced BEV. That's their all-electric EV, and roll off the production line. They're going to be delivering that also very soon. They're already at 495 plus thousand deliveries as of the very end of April. So after the past week, I think they will eventually catch up to that 500,000 delivery mark. That's still a very, very big milestone for NIO. So I'm very proud of them, and I really support that. Moving forward, NIO is also going to be launching its lower price brand Onvo on May 15th. This could be very, very interesting for the share price. As of right now, NIO is looking a little bit weak. It could dip a bit more, but it could get a big bounce once this comes out, as this could become like a nice hype event. We're already at May 10th right now, right? We're already at May 10th. So we're just a couple of days away. So once this comes out, I can't wait to see what this ends up causing, at least for the share price. There could be a lot of excitement. We could get a bounce thanks to this. So we'll see. For more news, we have McGuire giving NIO a neutral rating. Nothing else is changing here. Price price ratio is still kind of dipping a bit as we're losing, lots of strength. Monday is the same. Tuesday, there's not really a whole lot going on here. And we also tend to see more volatility at 1 p.m. and also during the final hour of the day. But anyways, volume is currently at 49 million. That's actually below average. Right now, NIO is down quite a bit despite that, but I just wanted to make that very clear that there are some shifts here and there. And besides that, there's not really a whole lot else going on. Anyways, when it comes to the markets, when it comes to NIO, you got this nice little pop that came a little rejection, and we are kind of downtrending a bit, and it's been like this for about a week and a half. And then I also wanted to note that as far as NIO goes, we're approaching the $5 area. We also have resistance at about this 5.27 area. We'll have to see if this rejects or not, or if it continues to fall. And if we do lose five, I mean, there is going to be a risk of it coming down to fill this imbalance. I think that going into next week, NIO does have potential to kind of rebound a little bit, but then we might see this thing continue to fall towards $5 flat. And I think that there's a risk of it coming down to fill this imbalance all the way down to 4.78. Now, is it the end of the world? The answer is not necessarily. I wouldn't necessarily panic or anything like that. But I just want to make it very clear that there is weakness on the charts, and we have to be very open minded because of that. Now, for other factors involving the market, how about SPY? SPY is showing a little bit of weakness right now. We're just barely holding 520 in the after hours. But here's the thing, even though volume is declining, we haven't officially lost 520 yet, so we'll have to see what happens with inflationary data and such. But looking at the chart, I just want to say there is weakness on here. There's some weakness. The reason for that is because we have a tendency of rejecting off 521.5, 523, and 525, and we'll have to see if that causes any shifts. If we lose 520, look for 518, then eventually 515. And on top of all of that, don't forget about 518, the previous resistance becoming support. That's going to be our next target. So if we lose 520, we're going to be coming down to 518. And then look at 521.5 as resistance. There is a risk of this dipping a bit lower, so watch for that. On the QQQ, the chart is looking a little bit weaker here. It does look like it could actually shuffle for a bit. May even get a little rejection or retest about 439 as soon as Monday. But we'll see if we bounce or not. I'll be very, very patient nonetheless. There are quite a few gaps for this to fill, so we'll have to see if that ends up happening as well. But I just want to make it very clear that the share price is still holding up decently above 440, so we'll have to see if that ends up continuing moving forward. For a few more, like Tesla, Tesla's looking kind of weak right now. We got this rejection off this white trend line, and we've been on a very, very nice downtrend. Now, this is previous support. Tesla did bounce off this 167 zone, 167.5 to 168 is typically where the support is historically. But like I said before, this 167 zone is where we tend to have support. We will see if Tesla bounces off here or not. If we lose this, we're going to be dipping all the way down to the lower 160s. If we hold this, we could try to rebound. But otherwise, we're still at critical support. And as we're at this support, the share price still looks a bit more bearish. Nvidia is on a bit of a downtrend overall. We had this high here, came down, made a lower high, and we're coming down. We have support currently at 892, resistance at 900. With this wick that formed here in this rejection for today, I think that this could try to pop a bit on Monday and start to slowly sink. And we do have a gap to fill down here, so I do think it's going to dip a little bit. And then we'll see what happens after that. But with that being said, guys, we'll see how things go. I just want to say I really appreciate every single one of you so much for listening. Please take care, and I'll see you guys soon on the next one. Have a great day. As far as NIO goes, NIO could actually drop a bit more. We might rebound first and then continue lower. We'll have to see how it reacts to our 4-hour 200 EMA. But I think it might rebound a bit, then it maybe continue to fall towards our imbalance fill. But then we could get a big bounce later on as we approach the big dates that Aapl is going to launch. With that being said, thank you all for listening. Have a great day. And once again, enjoy the weekend, guys. I'll see you guys soon, and peace out.